kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to North Wilkesboro for the Sunday Cup weekly racing series. Tonight is the SuperTrucks for some short track action. Last night, the street stocks at Concord had a surprisingly strong finish. Kenny Tripp was victorious. Chris Myers and Adam Flo wrecked for third place coming to the line. It was a spectacular finish. I expect to see more great short track racing here at North Wilkesboro, especially in the trucks. Joining me tonight is my partner, Jacob Zala. Jacob, I'm excited to be working with you again. Last week, I thought we called a really good race and had a pretty great finish.
Yeah, I agree. Last week was amazing racing from these guys at Charlotte, and a surprise winner there who is not here tonight, but it was really fun. I'm excited to see what these guys do here at North Wilkesboro and see some of the nice, cool paint schemes that they're running for their throwback race here tonight.
Yeah, we're excited to get this race underway. North Wilkesboro is just over a half mile. It's kind of a D-shaped oval, but again, it's very, very small. Outside air temperature 77 degrees, 49% humidity. There's some clouds and a little bit of wind. Track temperature is an insane 122 degrees. These drivers are going to be looking for grip everywhere. Well, without further ado, it's now time to go through the starting lineup. Starting on the pole is Justin Lewis in the number 7 Chevrolet Silverado. Derek Wegman outside of row number 1. Row number 2 is Austin Call and Christopher Myers. And row 3, Matt Schlosser, Barrett Flo. Row 4 is Klaus Williams, Jonathan Casebeer. Row 5 is Jason Higginbotham and Todd Merkel.
Row 6 will be Michael Rinker and Matt Metler. Row 7 is Larry Waits and Joshua Yarborough. Row 8, Joshua Terrett Hill and Greg Birch. And rounding out the field, you'll have Steve Seegers and Adam Lowe.
All right, I think Adam Lowe might not be actually racing. I think we got a field of 17 with Steve Seegers rounding out the event. Looking forward to getting started. These drivers were in their 3-minute pre-race meeting. Should be getting ready to roll off any moment. Just as I said it, the pace truck rolls. Looking forward to a very impressive evening coming up right here.
Yeah, I haven't really called many North Wilkesboro races, so it's fun to go back to a track that I wasn't even born when they were racing at and relive some of that history.
You know, I'm not so sure I was around either for North Wilkesboro myself. So these trucks are going to come into the WJM Motorsports restart zone. In this case, it's going to be the starting zone. Just waiting for the pace truck to come around one more time, and we're going to be underway here at North Wilkesboro.
Definitely going to be a lot of side-by-side racing here today. I expect them, again, with the track temps being so high, to be very squirrely out there and be very loose. So these guys will have a tough time, and I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm definitely expecting a very slick track here at North Wilkesboro. Fun track to race. Haven't done it in trucks before, but a very entertaining track to race. And here comes the pace truck. It's going to turn in. Justin Lewis, Derek Wegman into the WJM restart zone. And on the throttle for Justin Lewis with a great start for him. Single-handedly takes control of the lead. Austin Call moves up to second. Wegman's the loser. Has moved back to third. And it looks like he might have just touched the wall.
Yeah, he did a little bit there, but he's able to save it. They're about to be 3 wide. They're not going to get it, but it's going to be side-by-side for Chris Myers and Matt Schlosser here. See if Schlosser can get it. I don't. He's still side by side there.
2 wide racing for 4th and 2 wide racing for 6th. Matt Schlosser, Chris Myers, Klaus Williams, Barrett Flo. Side by side action for them. A little bit further back, we've got Michael Rinker and Jason Higginbotham side by side as well. This is for 10th place. Matt Metler just thinking if he wants to stick his truck's nose in there, and I know he's going to anyway. He doesn't always think before he drives, but I'm sorry, I'm doing that because he's my buddy and my teammate. We're rooting for our SRM teammate Matt Metler out there, see what he can do in that 716 Toyota. Only 3 Toyotas in the field. Majority are Chevy Silverados and a handful of Fords as well.
You know, I just went back and looked at something. The 77 had a lot of damage. And I don't know what happened, if he got hit into the wall or something, got into the wall, but he has a lot of damage on that truck. Tough break for the 77 there.
I've seen it right there. That's Joshua Yarborough. I might be able to see what happened here. Follow him right here. A couple laps ago. Huh. Like the 21 just kind of went right into him. And we got a yellow flag out right now. I'm not sure what for. Maybe Higginbottom's involved, what I'm seeing here. Oh, a little bit of contact with the 51 machine. 51 of Greg Birch and Higginbotham getting together, coming out of what appears to be turns number 4.
Yeah, just some tight racing there. Higginbotham got a little bit tight, it looks like. And I mean, just some tight racing. Can't put it on the blame on anybody. It's just side-by-side racing here in North Wilkesboro, short track. not a lot of room.
Yeah, you're going to be fighting room all race long, especially off of turns 4. Turn 4 as the run goes on, at least from my experience, the wall tends to sneak up on you quite a bit. So under this caution, we're going to take a quick moment to thank WJM Motorsports, which is a team of professional and amateur virtual drivers, builders, broadcasters, crew chiefs, and spotters. Also painters and mechanics. They're all striving to win in glorious one-sided fashion. They provide extensive exposure for sponsors within real world and over the virtual racing world with an emphasis on iRacing. You can get your WJM merchandise and check out all the drivers and partners on the team, as well as finding more information about how you and your company can get on board with a rapidly growing, highly competitive iRacing team at WJMmotorsports.com, or you can email Bill at WJMmotorsports, the full word.com. All right, so still under caution right now, pacing a little bit, probably back to green in 2 or 3 laps, I imagine.
Yep, pace light should be out here, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, pace lights are out, so it'll be going green this time by.
Going to reset the field. This time, Justin Lewis and Austin Call will be on the front row. Derek Wegman, Matt Schlosser, row 2, and row 3, Chris Myers and Klaus Williams. Biggest mover so far is Greg Birch and Steve Seegers. Pace truck comes into turns number 3, getting ready to pull down onto pit lane. Justin Lewis waiting to get into the WJM Motorsports restart zone, and he's in it, and he's off. Good enough restart to clear Austin Call for the lead. Austin Call a little bit higher lane into turns number 1 and 2. Better watch out. Schlosser is right on his rear bumper coming into turn number 3 and in the hunt to possibly take that position away. A little further back, we've still got 2 wide action. The battle for 6th place between Klaus Williams and Barrett Flo. Side by side right here. See how long it's going to take for these drivers to sort this out. Not too long, as the number 92, Barrett Flo, is going to slam the door on the 04 of Klaus Williams for the 6th position.
Not seeing too many battles right now. I think these guys are being like-minded and very smart. Well, Matt Mettler's gonna have a battle with Seegers, and he's gonna get the spot, possibly. Let's go side by side, and yeah, it looks like Steve Seegers gonna get the spot. But very smart racing from these guys, as it's only lap 14 out of a 125 lap race, so they don't want to damage their trucks too early.
Yeah, a lot of racing remaining. 22nd laps are low 19s to 22nd lap times around here. Laps will start to tick away rather quickly as this race goes on. Steve Seegers now up 7 positions to the 10th spot, just getting past Jonathan Casebeer. Matt Mettler's working on Casebeer now as well. This is the battle for 11.
Yeah, Mettler hit the bottom. Hit that seam on the bottom there, and he's gonna slide up in contact, but they're able to keep it clean and not go around.
He just overdrove that corner, really thinking he could drive in there and take that position away, and now he's gonna have to regroup, try again, and come back on another lap.
Yeah, agreed there. I mean, there's definitely some tight racing. He didn't expect it to get tight like that, and it's all good. He'll try and get around him, and if he can't, then he'll just stay around him. Somebody's spinning in the back there. Can't really see who it is. It looks like it's Larry Waits.
That just getting loose off the corner. Ooh, pretty big hit, but sounds like the motor's still good. Let's see if he's able to keep on racing, as it looks like he just went a lap down. And he's still running. Chose not to come down pit road with that time by. Maybe his intention is to wait it out and see what comes of this green flag run.
Yeah, he still has the one faster pair, so I mean, it's not too bad of an idea to wait it out. So we'll see how that fares. Justin Lewis still leading over Austin Call.
Steve Seeger's holding on to the 10th place position, still up 7 spots, about a second away from Michael Rinker, and about a second ahead of Jonathan Casebeer as well. Go ahead and put the gaps up here on top of the for the intervals for the time. Fastest lap of the race so far, Matt Schlosser at a 19:07. Second fastest is about 10th slower than that. And Justin Lewis is 100th slower than that. Justin Lewis's best time around track is a 19:15. In the last few lap times, he seems to be the most consistent. Him and Austin Call as a pair, they seem to have the most consistent lap times of the field.
Yeah, maybe. And the gap hasn't really changed between Justin Lewis and Austin Call. It's been around that 0.2, 0.3 mark, so these guys are running very even.
Take a moment to go through the field. Justin Lewis is out of Columbus, Indiana. Austin Call's out of Spring, Texas. Matt Schlosser grabbed the number 400 Silverado. Chris Myers, last night, they had a lot of speed, ended up getting stuck in the back, and I'm assuming just kind of burned his tires up and was not able to play a factor at the end last night in Concord, but he's made the drive to North Wilkesboro. And I imagine he has not been back home to Chesapeake, Virginia since his race at Concord. Barrett Flo drive the number 92 F-150. Klaus Williams in the 04 is out of Spring Hill, and that is another F-150. So we got 3 Fords running 5th, 6th, and 7th with Todd Merkel out of Dearborn, Michigan. Michigan driver representing. I'm in Northeast Michigan myself. Derek Wegman down 6 positions since the start of this race, currently in 8th. Really nice paint scheme on that 39 Toyota right here. Moving a little further back, Michael Rinker, another phenomenal paint scheme. Looks like he's got AMP energy on the hood, the American flag on the bed, and some Mountain Dew on the side for his number 9 Silverado. Steve Seeger's driving the number 890 F-150 in 10th place. Highest mover so far. Jonathan Casebeer. Matt Meller out of the Mid-South. He's actually from deep Florida, driving the 716. Greg Bursch currently in 13th position out of Simpsonville, South Carolina. He's 51 years old, drives the number 51 Toyota Tundra. Joshua Yarbaugh, 27. That's my age. This says his hometown's Detroit, Michigan. So we're both in Michigan, and we are the same age. Pretty nifty paint scheme he's running right here. What do you think, Jacob? Like there's some anime on there, and a Playboy on the back bumper. If you want to get a good look right there.
Yeah, I'm seeing it now. Very interesting paint scheme to go through there for Mr. Joshua Yarborough. It's not a... I do like the colors, though. The colors do mesh well together.
Going further back to Josh Terrett Hill, Mooresville, North Carolina. Age 37, driving the 21 Silverado. Larry Waits, who we saw spin off track earlier, driving the 427 Silverado out of Red Bank, South Carolina, currently scored in 16th. Jason Higginbotham out of Richmond, 17th, not on track. Turn our attention back to the front of the field where Justin Lewis has stretched his lead to 0.7 of a second over Austin Call. Jacob, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to be right back with you guys. Don't forget, what's your favorite NASCAR paint scheme? Truck, Cup, Busch Series, Xfinity Series? Let us know in the comments, and we'd love to talk about it. We'll be right back. Welcome back to North Wilkesboro, folks. Special thanks to WJM Motorsports as we're coming to lap 44 of 125. Jacob, I said these laps were going to tick off rather quickly, and we're about a third of the way through already.
Yeah, these guys are running through it quick, and when we went to break, action started to heat up between Austin Call and Justin Lewis. Justin Lewis getting caught by Austin Call, gap down to a .3. So I mean, it's still there. There's still a gap, but I mean, Austin Call has been knocking that down quick. We'll see if he's able to get the lead, but this track is tough to pass at.
And, just as you're mentioning Austin Call, he fishtails right there out of the corner. That's going to hurt that right rear tire. Probably got him a little bit hot. Now, I imagine he's going to have to give him a minute to try to cool off, which is going to be extremely difficult. If you remember, when we take a look at the temperature, the track temperature, it's cooled a little bit, but only by 3 degrees. Current track temperature is 119 degrees Fahrenheit, which is a little hard to believe in cloudy conditions at only 77 degrees outside. Moving a little bit further back, sorry to cut you off, Steve Seegers still on the move, up to 8th now, up 9 positions, trying to reel in Michael Rinker, who is in 7th. Locked in a battle with Todd Merkel for the 6th position. We're going to call this a 3-way battle for the 6th position that Steve Seegers is entering at this time.
I've been watching the leaders here. This track seems like it's starting to slick up very well because I keep seeing Lewis and Austin Call fishtail almost simultaneously. So this track definitely has to start slicking up now.
That would make sense, especially with that temperature. We got 50 laps on the tires. Want to stay back here and keep an eye on this battle. Well, I spoke too soon. Battle for the lead with Justin Lewis and Austin Call. Austin Call is there. Less than 0.3 of a second separates these drivers, so just about a truck length. Also, really good battle back there for that 6th place position. But we're going to stay with the lead for a couple moments and see what Austin Call has for Justin Lewis.
I can see Lewis fighting that truck. He is fighting every single second with that truck. It is getting very, very loose.
He's putting a bunch of wheel on it. See, look at that, turning right, whipping it right there to try to hang on to it.
And that's going to put Austin Call on the outside here. And he's not going to be able to get the outside. Is not where you want to be to pass somebody here at North Wilkesboro. And he's going to go to the bottom side this time. And is Justin Lewis going to give it? He is. They're going to be side by side. Nope, he cleared him.
Yeah, it just really felt like it was difficult for Austin Call to hold that truck down there that time by. Much better position this time as he's side by side down the front stretch. Going to see how he does in a turn. One, he's going to fishtail and hit Lewis. Lewis is going to hang on, and so is Austin Call.
What a save by Austin Call there. That was tight, but he's going to be sent 3 wide here. Barrett Flo is going to hit the bottom and slide up the track. And it's going to be tight racing 3 wide here at North Wilkesboro. And Austin Call is going to get that 2nd spot back.
Hard to believe, I imagine that those rear tires of his are smoked at this point. I think Chris Myers and Barrett Flo have an opportunity to capitalize on this. Want to go back here and take an eye out on the battle for 6th, which has heated up a little bit. Now you got Todd Merkel, Rinker, and Seegers involved. And a little bit further back from that, you've also got, I thought it was Derek Wegman. I apologize. We have a lapped car in this mix. That's my mistake. But Todd Merkel, Rinker, and Seegers. And Schlosser is there also. He pitted on lap 41. So Schlosser was one of the first drivers to come down pit road. So I do imagine pit stops could be coming soon based on my intuition of that right there. Multiple pass attempts going on back here. Excuse me, in this position. Seegers looking for another position on the number 9 to move him up to 7th. Slowly just moving through the field for Seegers. It's been fun to come back and check on him. If he gets loose, he's going to have to settle for 8th for the time being.
Yeah, and that's what Seegers did last week at Charlotte, too. He was slowly moving through the field. Ended up 3rd in that race, so he's just doing really good again here, moving through the field, and keeps perfecting that. And he's up here in 7th or 8th, and we'll see if he can move up further.
Just saw the battle for 5th, excuse me, take care of itself. This is going to be the closest battle on track right here between Rinker and Steve Seegers. This is for 7th.
And Seegers, he's looking to get him here. As Rinker gets loose there, he's going to go down to the bottom, and he's going to get a little more loose, which is going to push Seegers up to the top, and Seegers is going to lose momentum on Rinker.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like passing on the outside is very effective at this point of the race. It seems like and now it almost seems like passing in general is difficult, and you need the person in front of you to make a mistake to open the door for you to get your nose in there to make the pass. Seegers really dives in right there in an attempt, but doesn't get the drive off that he needs to really capitalize on this. All the way to the bumper, coming into turn number 1. If he gets a good drive off, and he's not going to, maybe he'll have something here. And all these drivers are very close together. Klaus Williams leading this group of Merkel, Rinker, Seegers, and Matt Mettler's on his own. So 4 drivers all together. Chris Myers kind of by himself. And you got Barrett Flo, a couple trucks in front of him. 2 leaders, Justin Lewis, Austin Call. Lewis has a 1-second gap over Austin after that near collision a few laps ago. And the caution is out. And I'm showing Michael Rinker having
Oh yeah,
trouble.
It's Michael Rinker and Michael Rinker and Steve Seegers.
Let's see if maybe Seegers was kind of tired of this. Cross the line, turn number 1. Yeah, you know, he was kind of... I'm going to say that Seegers looked like he was kind of tired of waiting around. And, you know, depending on your opinion, I would say that he had his nose in there, and now he had the line. And
Yeah,
Rinker tried to defend.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. It just looks like he either got tired or Rinker defended. I mean, I can't put any blame on anyone. That's just something that happened. Honestly, it looks like Rinker was, like you said, trying to defend him. Seegers was already there.
I'll try to watch it one more time, coming around. That's unfortunate for both. Yeah, I feel like Seegers is getting a little impatient at this corner we just saw right here, and then coming into the turn. He's there. I mean, he's barely there. And, you know, maybe Rinker didn't actually come down to defend. He might have just been trying to make the corner.
I mean, it seems like he just stuck his line. It almost looks like Seegers got a little tight there, missed a braking zone.
Could be. Looks like all these drivers just came down pit road. The running orders now: Justin Lewis, Austin Call, Barrett Flo, Matt Schlosser, Chris Myers, Klaus Williams, Todd Merkel, Steve Seeger in 8th. Rinker is 9th. Mettler up to 10th. Joshua Yarbaugh 11th. 12th. Haysper. 13th belongs to Wegman. Greg Bursch, Josh Jarrett Hill, Larry Waits, and Higginbotham round out 14th through 17th, all at least 1 lap down.
And with 59 laps to go, I don't know if these drivers will have to pit again here. They went out long on their pit cycle the first run, so I don't expect to see another pit stop this race, but I could be wrong.
Late wait, a late race caution could potentially influence that decision depending where you are in the field.
That is true. There's always time for a late race caution at some point, but these guys have been running this race very, very clean so far. So I don't.
So
Hopefully there is no late race caution.
surprisingly clean for the track temperature, I might add.
Yeah, agreed.
Pace truck comes in, entering the WJM Motorsports restart zone, and Justin Lewis on the throttle. Austin Call with a solid restart, only a quarter truck length behind Lewis coming into turn number 1. Don't look now, but Barrett Flo and Chris Myers might have something to say about this lead as well.
Austin Call still taking the lead here. And Chris Myers is peeking inside the door of Barrett Flo, but I don't think he's going to be able to get it. Nope, he's going to stay behind. Justin Lewis doing really well so far. I mean, that late race caution definitely helped him out, but definitely doing his best here tonight as he scrapes the wall just a tiny bit, keeping in the lead and leading a lot of this race here tonight.
Single file at this point. I don't know how long that's going to last, as we're about 3/4, we'll say 3/5 of the way through our race here at North Wilkesboro. I want to thank WJM Motorsports for making this happen and being the reason why we're able to bring this great racing action to everybody watching the event. We want to thank you guys. We appreciate it. Shout out to Sherry Whitehurst for saying, "Let's go 24 Myers," and Mike Peters. I would have to agree with you on that Quaker State 1 and 3rd. Justin Lewis not really separating this time from Austin Call. However, it's still early, and I feel like he was separated over time. Austin Call more towards the middle portion of the run, made up some ground, and then I'm assuming Austin Call's kind of used up his stuff, which caused that fishtail action, which ended up relegating him to second. Taking an update on Seegers. It appears he is now out of the race. It was fun watching him move forward while we could, but he is now no longer on track. Now working on Michael Rinker is the number 716 of Matt Metler, coming across the line, coming to lap 77 into turn number 1. Very close. Might have been able to turn hard left to get underneath him, but thinks better of it in that Yahoo Toyota Tundra for Matt Meller.
Yeah, and while we're here, I want to give these top 3 props. Oh, Josh Yarbrough got a little almost into the wall there, it looked like. But I want to give props to these top 3. These guys have been the fastest every week we've been broadcasting this series. These guys are doing really well, showing what they've got here to our lovely YouTube fans. And great racing they've put on, for sure.
Yeah, they're, based on the last 4 events that I've personally done for this series as a whole, I'm expecting there to be something wild happen in the next 45 laps that we have here.
Oh yeah, definitely. They're gonna get crazy, but I think they know it's too early to get crazy right now, because especially with this track being hard to pass at, they're definitely gonna get crazy later on for sure.
Someone's going to have to try to save tires. But who is that going to be? Is that going to be Chris Myers just sitting here in that Quaker State 24 machine, just kind of running around? Is that going to be maybe Barrett Flo in the middle? Because, I mean, all 3 of these guys running 2, 3, 4th, second, third, fourth, excuse me. They're not really any slower than Justin Lewis out front. And they're not really racing each other at the moment I say that. Chris Myers turns down to the inside of Barrett Flo, and Flo just kind of opened the door for him. It looks like he's just going to let him go. He
yeah,
sure
Flo,
did.
Flo, I think knew he was faster. Oh, and he's going to get loose and save it. Flo, I definitely know, is not happy about that whatsoever. but was still able to get around him, and good save by Chris Myers there.
That's coming to lap 85 this time around. Justin Lewis still out front. Austin Call, Chris Myers, first through third. Move a little bit further into the field, trying to see if there's any tight racing, and there's really not. This is up front is the tightest racing we've got. Everything else is pretty much single file from fourth on back.
Yeah, we have a lapper in the 427 of Larry Waits there. Was able to get out of the way, but it looked sketchy. I know Austin Call didn't like to see that, but good job for getting out of the way there for Larry Waits. As Justin Lewis is still leading here by a 0.7 gap. 7.
Larry Waits coming down pit road. We'll take a moment to go on board with Barrett Flo in the number 92 F-150 and see how he's wheeling this machine around the track. Seems very rhythm-like, since he's not trying to catch the car yet.
Not really pushing it too hard, Barrett Flo. He's just making sure he can stay consistent and stay up with these front runners.
It feels like he's putting a lot of wheel in it, though, doesn't it? Right there?
Yeah, it looks like he's putting a lot of wheel in it. I'm hearing them tires screeching.
I want to compare that to Justin Lewis up front and see how much wheel he's using. Like a little less right there, but we'll confirm in turns 3. Yeah, a little less, but not much. It could just have a different steering ratio. Josh Tarrant Hill coming down pit road at this time, but I think he might have pitted a little earlier. I could be wrong. Lewis is now opened a 1 second gap up over Austin Call, but I remember this happened last time, and Call managed to chase him down. Really, I think that started about this point, about 35 laps into the run. He started getting a little bit quicker, a little more consistent, so we'll keep an eye on the lap times and see how they are coming across the line. Last time around, Call was a little bit quicker, but not substantially enough to make a difference in the time remaining.
Yeah, and I think Austin Call, you know, he's, like you said, he's about 0.9 back. He's just got to get a rhythm going and keep fighting that thing.
And Lewis was in the wall right there, wasn't he?
A little bit. I don't think it was... Yeah, tiny bit. I don't think it was much to hurt him at all.
Yeah, he ran a faster lap by a 1/10 over Austin Call. Only driver faster than him last time around was Klaus Williams in 5th. Perhaps Klaus Williams might have something to say to these top 4 before the end of this race. But we will see. Next closest battle is between Todd Merkel and Rinker, who's trying to reel him in. Merkel better watch out, because when Rinker gets there, he's going to bring Metler and Casper with him. I think we're going to see an interesting battle for 6th before this is all said and done.
Yeah, and Rinker was the cause of that. Well, was part of the last caution. Not was the cause, but was part of that last caution. So we'll see if he's able to hold it out here and get some spots back that he had previously lost. Doing really good with it. Not getting too loose. He was a lot of loose earlier in that run, but doing a really good job keeping it stable here.
Getting very close to that century mark as far as really close to the century mark for laps run. As you see Matt Schlosser side by side with the leader. Schlosser is a lapped car, not for position. I believe just trying to get a lap back. Derek Wegman coming down pit road at this time. I don't think the leaders or anybody that pitted on lap 65 are gonna have to, because I mean, 60, 120, 125, but only got to go 60 laps, and they went 65 before. So I would say everybody first through 10th have kind of made their beds.
Oh, Lewis just got loose there. I hate to cut you off, but Lewis just got really loose, and that's going to open the gap to Austin. Or open the gap for Austin Call here. He's getting really, really loose.
Yeah, so this is about that time where we noticed that he started really having to work the car. We'll go on board with him and check it out and see how he's running around the track. It just looks twitchy. Even down the front stretch, turning in like a lot of wheel. Whole lot of wheel. He's going to get out, have to try to catch it. Working it to get on the throttle right there. Austin Call is already shortening the gap. We're going to see how he's running it. Not nearly as much wheel. Seems a little bit more controlled right there. Not by much, but a little bit.
Yeah, that shortened the gap. And I mean, he's just really using that wheel a lot. It's just making him lose because he's using up his tires more.
And it just kind of feels like Austin Call is a little bit more controlled, as there's a little bit of a fishtail right there. So with 22 laps remaining here at North Wilkesboro, can Austin Call catch Justin Lewis and make this interesting before the end? If you're listening or watching, let us know. Do you think Austin Call can catch Justin Lewis? Or is something else going to happen to make things interesting, as Barrett Flo is, excuse me, that was Derek Wegman on fresh tires passing Barrett Flo, trying to work his way through, possibly take a lap back. Want to get back here to this area. Todd Merkel still holding on to 6th place, but only by half a second to Michael Rinker.
Yeah, not much really going on. These guys are just trying to get the best spots they can, and Rinker is catching him a little bit and really reeling him down here. We'll have to see how that battle hangs out. So he's going to send it in through there. Surely going to lose some time for Rinker.
Yeah, still no very close races. This is it right here between Merkel and Rinker. This is the closest battle on track. I'm going to take that back. It's actually Chris Myers and Barrett Flo right here for 3rd place. Chris has it. Barrett wants it. But everybody's still chasing Justin Lewis, who has now stretched the lead back out over Austin Call by a 2.25 seconds. At this point, unless something significant happens with Justin Lewis, like another loose situation, I'm not sure if Austin Call has the time to get there. He'd need about a 10th a lap at this point to really give himself an opportunity to catch back up to Justin Lewis. We'll see.
I think you definitely could see it happen. You know, Lewis was battling that loose truck. I mean, he hasn't been getting loose that much now, but it definitely could shape up to get loose later on here before this race ends.
Yeah, Lewis was significantly slower that time by than Austin Call, but the interval hasn't really changed. Still sitting at about 1.1 second gap from Lewis to Call. You know, Call can see him and he's like, come on, I see you. I feel like I'm faster than you, but you're just not getting any closer to me in the mirror, or excuse me, out the windshield, which is a pretty sickening feeling, as you know the laps are starting to tick down. This is one of those times where the leader's like, come on, laps, just keep going. And in 2nd place, you're like, I just need more time. Give me more time. And give me a caution. Give me a shot at this. But you're in 2nd place like Austin Call. However, Chris Myers isn't done yet, and he is significantly faster than both of the drivers, and the caution has just made things interesting.
I was going to say, well, John, here we go. The thing that you talked about, the late race caution.
Yeah, single car spin, 51 Greg Bursch. That's a lapped car, and that is going to influence this race.
And now we got to see if these drivers are going to pit for tires. I think they will. I mean, you kind of have to at this point.
If you've got them, you have to.
Yeah, this track is so tough on tires.
Yeah, if you have tires, you have to. Maybe this was actual trucks at North Wilkesboro, someone would try it, but the sim does not do a very good job with trucks staying out on old stuff. So I'm expecting everybody to come down pit road. I'd actually love to see somebody do something insane and stay out, but everybody down pit road. Looks like 4 tires is the call for everybody, and we will see how it goes. K-Spear, let's see. Have everybody's going over the 9-second mark. Looks like tires for everybody. I take that back. A couple drivers, Flo and Williams. They might have only taken 2.
Yeah, it looked like a couple of guys took 2 because they went out quick. That's gonna drop Justin Lewis down.
It's only gonna drop him to 3rd. I don't think this is gonna work for Barrett, Flo, or Williams. Come back to green with 10 remaining. I think they're going to be wicked loose if they got 2 right sides. But look at Metler. I don't think Metler took anything. At a 795, I really don't think he got tires. But you know what? When I race with this guy, I normally tell him, let's try something interesting. Can you go back and see?
Yeah, he got 2. He got 2 on that stop. So he was doing what they were doing.
2 tires, fastest pit time. Congratulations to the virtual crew. 795 for 2 tires. All the other drivers 885, 857. He gained 6 spots on that.
Yeah, that pit crew is definitely clapping. They are happy, excited, and ecstatic about how they ran that pit stop, and they put Matt Metler in 4th, and we'll see how he battles out here. Again, like you said, these trucks are going to be loose on those 2 tires, so I'm expecting some things to happen here.
Yeah, he's going to have to handle the pressure well right here, racing up front. It's a little different. He normally is a mid-pack guy. Now all of a sudden he's sitting in 4th, and I know what that pressure is like, and it can be a lot. Like, I don't want to make a mistake and wreck these guys. I don't want to lose any spots. I'd like to see him not lay over for anybody and bring this home in 4th. But Austin called Chris Myers behind him. I think that's going to be a tall order for Metler to do. But I think Lewis is going to have this lead in 5 laps or less.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the exchange here and how this goes. I like the pit strategy. I mean, it might not work, but it's something exciting, something to shape this race up.
Actually moved Metler to 3rd, I think. Wow. But I don't like him being on... I don't... No, he is 4th. WJM restart zone. Here we go. And Lewis, that's going to get an amazing restart. Bad restart for Klaus Williams. And Klaus is spinning.
And he spun in front of Matt Metler. That's going to bring out the caution.
That's those 2. It's got to be... I mean, 2 tires. We're going to go back to the green flag. Try to watch this right here. Yeah, I don't know. Let's go on board and see what he sees.
It looked like he got...
Sorry, go ahead.
I was to say, it looked like he got a little help from Metler when...
It doesn't look like he touched him, though. But I'll tell you what, he did not go. He had some wheel spin. Oh, no, there's definitely a bump.
Yeah, I was watching it from the back end. Definitely got bumped through that corner.
Watch it one more time. We go on board with Metler here. Oh, it doesn't look like... It didn't look like anything at all. To him, you couldn't see a slowdown whatsoever. You see what I'm saying right there?
Yeah, I see it. I mean, I don't know. That's a tough one to judge for
yeah,
race
just
control.
going on the restart. I don't think you could have known. well. I guess Justin Lewis has to get the lead on this restart for the 5 laps idea to work out. But I don't think Barrett Flo is in a good position. You've got 4 fresh tires on your outside to restart here. You're going to have the restart of your life. However, Austin Call is going to restart inside row 2 with Chris Myers outside row 2. And I don't think those 2 drivers are done yet. And we do want to mention Mettler because I think Mettler has a real opportunity to finish the top 5 right now. And he is currently our highest mover in the 7th place position. Jonathan Casper, 6th. Todd Merkel is 7th. Rinker is 8th. Yarball is 9th. Schlosser got his lap back, scored 10th. Derek Wegman also got his lap back in 11th. And Klaus Williams is in 12th. Those guys don't have as fresh tires. Well, Klaus Williams does. As fresh tires as these other drivers up front. But they are on the lead lap. And anything can happen in the next lap here. So we're about to find out what Barrett Flo has under the hood of that F-150. And can he hold off a hard charge in 4 different Silverados behind him. On the throttle, here we go for Barrett Flo into the corner with 2 laps remaining, 40 seconds left in the race. So far, he's gonna, he's not, I thought he was gonna get clear of Justin Lewis, but he's not. He's gonna make Lewis race him and beat him on the outside, and caution again.
So there's a caution now. This is what Barrett Flo needs, because there's only one green-white checker, as we saw it happen last week at Charlotte. So now Justin, all he has to do, Barrett Flo, is get a good restart on this green-white checker and get another yellow, and he'll win this race.
Yeah, well, that's another car off of Mettler. Oh, yeah, I don't know about that.
I don't think
Nope.
that was Mettler's fault.
Nope. I think K-Spear thought he was clear, and K-Spear came down, and there was a shiny purple Yahoo machine, which is now scored in 6th because of that incident. But, you know, I think you're right. Flo just needs a good restart here. And I think he had the recipe. I don't think Lewis could have got around him. However, I disagree with you. I don't think this works in his favor because Lewis has 4 fresh tires. And the restart is as close as he's going to get. All he's got to do is hold Barrett Flo tight down there on the line. And Flo's got to make the decision. Do I wreck us both, or do I feather the throttle? And if he feathers the throttle, I think we'll see the only outside pass of the night, and Justin Lewis getting around for the win. But
Yeah.
it hasn't happened yet. And I don't have a magic 8-ball to tell me like that movie or whatever it is that's on Facebook Shorts and whatnot. We've all seen it, but all right. Pace lights are out. WJM, want to shout out to them. They're a team of professional, amateur, virtual drivers, builders, broadcasters, crew chiefs, spotters, painters, mechanics. They're all striving to win in glorious one-sided fashion. They provide extensive exposure for sponsors within real world and over the virtual racing world with an emphasis on iRacing. You can get your WJM merch and check out all the drivers and partners, as well as finding more information about how you and your company can get on board with this rapidly growing, highly competitive iRacing team at WJMmotorsports.com or email Bill at WJMmotorsports. As we are back to racing, Barrett Flo on the point. Justin Lewis with an excellent restart. Justin Lewis is going to give him a nudge. I think that's all that Barrett Flo needed right there. He's going to make 3 more corners. And look at Justin Lewis really try to drive it in there, but I think he's too far back. White flag is out for Barrett Flo. 2 tires, 1 more corner. He's going to steal one from Justin Lewis, who was the fastest truck all night long by far. Lewis is not going to get there. The Barrett Flo steals one on 2 tires.
Yeah, and I just seen a comment in the YouTube channel. If Flo wins, he sweeps SCL Wilkesboro. Well, he didn't. What a great win and a great pit strategy, and it worked. The fact that it worked for Barrett Flo is awesome to see. Great win for that 92 machine.
And you can't help but hurt a little bit for Lewis as he led, gosh, over 100 laps of this race. 115 probably. And unfortunately for him, he's going to come home just short in P2. You know, if that would have gone a few more laps, you know, the other way around, as we're talking about, Lewis wants to see the laps go by, and Austin Call, like, just give me a couple more laps. If Lewis had a couple more laps, I think this would be different.
Yeah, I agree. That pit strategy, that caution that came out definitely did hurt Justin Lewis, and then the 2 tire stops from a couple of these guys just put the nail in the coffin, and Barrett Flo able to outrun the 07. What a run from all of these drivers tonight.
All right, well, it's time to bring third place finisher, the Quaker State 24 machine that had some comments in the comment section on YouTube, and someone mentioned that he liked this driver's paint. And Chris Myers, you're with the booth now. Great run, finishing P3. Had the 3rd fastest lap of the race at a 19.14. What do you think could have helped you to increase your position by 1 or 2 and walk home with the grand trophy?
I don't know, just a little more time there. If we had a little, a couple more than 2 laps there at the end. I was actually catching Justin and Austin there before we had those 2 cautions come out. We were out there on old tires. I was finally catching up to him there. Had that caution come out, came in, got some tires, a little pit strategy difference there, and then with Barrett having the control and the restarts, his pit call there, gave him the win. So congrats to him, and good racing all the way through. A couple little incidents there that could have been avoidable, but all in all, it was a really good race, and I appreciate it from everybody.
Yeah, we enjoyed it from our end up here and thought it was really solid. And we figured that you were going to have something to say about this one before it was over, but it seems like Jacob mentioned those cautions might work in favor of Barrett Flo, and I'm guessing they did because he managed to hold off you and Justin Lewis. Hard charging on fresh tires, but with a couple laps, it's really hard to take advantage of the tires, I imagine. One last question for you: how loose was the track, especially as the tires runs went on? Because the track temperature was 119 degrees for most of the event.
Yeah, it was pretty slick out there. The car was kind of snug on new tires, but going on through the run there, it got pretty loose and just had to be real smooth on the wheel. Hold your line, not too much wheel into it when you're trying to get back to the throttle. But all in all, it was really good. Track was actually really good. Made it real racy. You could get up there. You could kind of get side by side with somebody and duke it out for a little while. And then one lane would always benefit the most there. But all in all, like I said, it was a good race.
All right. Well, Chris Myers, this time's here. Is there anyone you want to mention or thank before we let you go?
Yeah, WJM Motorsports. Thank Bill Mulfeld for putting that team together, sponsoring the league here. Garza Law Firm, Oxy Green Solutions, Claude Haggerty, Super Sponsor Man, Extreme Sim Racing Products, and you guys at SRM, and also everybody that puts on this at SCL. So I appreciate everybody.
All right. Thank you, Chris Myers. Chris, we hope you have a good night.
Thanks,
Ladies
guys.
and gentlemen, that was our 3rd place finisher, Chris Myers. Jacob, you're going to be speaking with Justin Lewis, who finished 2nd. Justin Lewis is now with us.
All right, I'm here with Justin Lewis. And Justin, I know it was a heartbreaking finish here tonight. You were leading a lot of laps tonight, ended up finishing 2nd. But is there anything you could take from tonight and move forward from or onto next week?
Hopefully some points. Me and me and Barrett are tight, and I believe next week is the championship race, and me and him, it's going to be tight. But, still leading the most laps, got the pole. Those are bonus points. I did not expect him to take 2. I thought about it, but I didn't think anybody else would do it just because here lately 2 tires have been a little funky. So I just committed to 4, and then if we didn't have that green-white checkered restart and we went like 3 or 4 laps, I think I was going to get him on the outside and end up coming away with it. But I about had him at the line when that caution came out, which was actually going to be the first attempt at the white flag anyway, and then I just didn't have him cleared. And then on that restart, I tried to cross him, and I hit him in the bumper a little too hard. I was like, I'm going to turn him. I don't want to do that and win it that way. So I was like, I'll just try to catch him, and just kind of junked it a little bit on my own on that restart. If I would have done better there, I think we could have won this one. But it's still a good run for points, and hopefully it'll show back up at Martinsville this speed. Because, the short tracks this year in this league, I've been really good. So hopefully we could continue that.
Yeah, it was a great run there, Justin. One more question for you before we let you go here. This race was a long race, and you had a loose setup, it looked like, from my end. Can you talk us through that setup and, what you were fighting throughout the race a little bit?
Yeah, with the track temp being, I think it was like 122, it was actually just like the Monday Cup race. With this place being front stretch downhill and the back stretch uphill, or vice versa, I could never remember. Turn 2 in practice and qualifying were the good corner, because that's when you're going uphill and you can really get on a throttle. And then coming off of 4, you had to be a little careful because it's coming downhill, so you get like a weight transfer that's a little weird. You get a little loose. So we get to the race, and it changed to me. Like, turn 2 is my weak point, and I was actually doing pretty decent off 4. And I got confident off of turn 4 a couple times there with about a second lead, and about lost it on the front stretch. So it's just kind of one of those deals where, like, for me, there's a little section of bumps on the bottom in 3 and 4, and every time I caught those wrong, it just upset the center off. So main goal was not to wreck the car leading, but then you get the cautions, and that just kind of changes the whole game. But props to Barrett for getting the strategy call right on that, and just want to thank you guys for everything you do and broadcasting and stuff. And like I said, hopefully we can make a run at him for the championship next week.
Well, I was gonna ask you to thank who you wanted to thank, but it seems like you pretty much got it all under the way, unless there's anyone else you'd like to thank.
Yeah, a habit of being up here now. I kind of get the gist of it enough, so yeah, just thank you guys again, SCL, for their, this group of guys. Monday, who would have thought we would have won 105 laps of green with 28 cars at North Wilkesboro? So that was cool. This same group of guys that run the truck series, and I just always look forward to running Cup and trucks, especially with this group, just because, like I said, it's a super good group of guys. You'll have a week where stuff just seems to go wrong, but that's every league. So just appreciate you guys again for coming out and broadcasting the trucks on Wednesday nights, not only just the Cup League, but this on Wednesday nights. And again, congrats to Barrett for winning, sneaking that one away from me.
Well, good run, Justin. Don't be too upset about it. There's still one more race left. Hopefully you can be able to grab the championship. It was nice talking to you. Hopefully we'll see you again next week in the booth here in the SCL Truck Series.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
You as well. All right, and I believe we will have Barrett Flo with our very own Jonathan Leach.
Barrett Flo, what a decision at the end of the race to go for 2 tires. I really thought that you were going to be a sitting duck up there on the front row with Klaus Williams, but Klaus Williams getting a bad restart on that that first restart after the pit stop seemed to really work in your favor. It separated Lewis from you just a little bit, and you held him off for 2 more restarts. You want to tell us how you managed?
Yeah, I stole one there. I got to thank my team, Josh. It was his idea. He kind of threw it out there. Why don't you go for 2? And then I really didn't want to do that. And then Adam, he was like, well, you're going to probably go out fourth, so why don't you try it anyway? You have nothing to lose. So it worked out, man. Those extra little cautions there at the end helped us. So I would say we stole one, so I'm pretty tickled.
I would have to say you stole one as well. In fact, those were the exact words that I used on the broadcast on air, because Justin Lewis led, I believe, 115 laps of this one. But you managed to lead the last 10 and the one that counts. So congratulations to your P1 victory. A win is a win, no matter how you get it. And I didn't think it was going to work out for you. I thought he was going to eat your lunch, and you ran some very good lap times on just 2 tires. I figured you would be wicked loose, and I guess it just wasn't enough laps for that to come into play towards the end. What are your thoughts on the looseness of the track, with the track temperature being at 119 degrees?
Yeah, that was the one thing. I didn't pay attention to the track temperature, but that was one thing that I noticed from the last time we were here. I felt like the trucks were a lot looser. But on the longer run, we were actually a tenth a lap quicker than the top 3. But it would have to be a long run for us to be able to do anything. So it just worked out, man. I'm just tickled to death. Thanks to Josh and Adam for that.
All right. Well, Barrett, is there anybody you want to thank before we send you on back to enjoy your win?
Yeah, the Sunday Cup League, all the hard work those guys do, J.O. Flo Graydon and the old Sitco Throwback paint scheme. So I really appreciate, and y'all in the broadcast booth, appreciate y'all's hard work.
Well, thanks, Barrett. We had a fun time up here. We do every single week. I hope you enjoy this win, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you again soon.
Yep, thanks. Appreciate it.
All right, Jacob, we had another fantastic race. Interesting finish. It wasn't as wild of a finish, but it was interesting. I didn't expect 2 tires to work out. I'm very surprised, and Barrett Flo absolutely stole this victory away from Justin Lewis. But there's nothing left to do now but go through the final results. At Barrett Flo, Justin Lewis, and Chris Myers in your top 3. Austin Call finishes 4th, and Yarbaugh, in that fancy Toyota Tundra of his, finishes 5th. SRM's Matt Metler, 6 positions up on the start. His starting position finishes 6th place. Todd Merkel 7th, with Rinkard 8th. Matt Schlosser and Derek Wegman round out the top 10. Floss Williams starting outside of row 1 on that restart. Second to last restart, and just seems like he spun the tires, got put in a bad spot, and Metler had nowhere to go and ended up getting bumped there. Case Bearer finishes 12th. 13th is Larry Waits, and drivers a few laps down, being Josh Terrett Hill, Greg Bursch, Steve Seegers, and rounding out the field is Higginbottom. Jacob, I think we had another fantastic race. I'm looking forward to next week, and the downside is it's the end. That's it. I believe they said it's a championship race. If I recall, that is correct. I'm going to double check the schedule.
It's sad. I mean, I was only here from Homestead on, so it's been fun to watch these guys and come out here. I've had a blast doing it. These guys have put on great shows every week that we've been here since Homestead. So great runs. I love it, and it's kind of sad.
Yeah, well, we're going to get a really good race next week at Martinsville. At least we're going to go out with a bang. But folks, that's going to end it for this event. Special shout out and thanks to WJM Motorsports for making this happen. Special shout out to Tony Trapasso, SRM's very own broadcaster. He's been in the hospital struggling for about the last week. Hoping for good news for him. Jacob, it's been a pleasure. I hope to see you again next Wednesday for the final race at Martinsville for the SuperTruck Series for the Sunday Cup League. Everybody, I hope you enjoy your evening and have a great week, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Good night.